That could be weeks, months, even years. So once I went inside Belle Morte, I had no idea when I'd come out. That wouldn't have been a problem if I was in it for the money or the glamour like everyone else who signed up. But I wasn't. 5 months ago, my sister had walked into this house. She never walked back out. And all communication from her ended abruptly several weeks ago. I'd applied to be a donor solely to find out why. The girl on my right fluffed up her pixie cut. "Got to look my best for the cameras," she said when she saw me looking. As the wrought iron gates barring the way into Belle Morte swung open and the limo crawled forward, the flash of cameras and the loud voices became overwhelming. I turned my head so a curtain of auburn hair hid my face. Unlike the other donors, I didn't care if my picture landed on the front of a magazine. 3 vampires strode out of the mansion grounds, flanked on both sides by human security in black uniforms. Vampires were strong enough to hold over-eager press at bay without help, but they had cultivated an image of elegant, mysterious immortals. Tossing media vultures around like cheap toys would have a negative effect on their public persona, so human security did their dirty work for them. The limo stopped close to the gates and someone opened the door to let us out. When it was my turn to exit, I found myself looking up at a man in his 40s, a smile crinkling the skin at the corners of his eyes, moonlight glinting on the shaved dome of his head. "Dexter Flynn, head of security," he said, helping me out of the car. I ducked my head again as the press crowded around, shouting questions and barking my name. "Renee Mayfield." "How do you feel about?" "Hope to achieve." "Vampires." A vampire moved to my side, glaring at the press as they swarmed too close. "Easy now. Give the lady some space," he warned. Like all vampires, he was classically handsome, his dark red hair a striking contrast to his blue eyes, and when he smiled it was close-lipped. I couldn't see his fangs. Etienne Bunville. Before completing my donor application, I'd done as much research as possible, so I would know what I was heading into. Inevitably, I'd fallen down the rabbit hole of fan art and fan fiction, polls about favourite vampires and donors, endless forums speculating on which vampires were sleeping with each other. It all seemed so ridiculous, but at least I knew everyone's name. Etienne's expression wilted as he looked at me. I had no idea why. I wanted to get through the press gauntlet as quickly as possible, not stopping to answer any questions. But one man surged too close, almost hitting me in the face with his microphone. I reeled back, stumbling into the most beautiful vampire I'd ever seen. Strands of raven black hair fluttered around the pale planes of his face, the cheekbones sharp enough to cut glass, and his eyes were as dark and hard as onyx. Edmond Dantès. "That's enough," he said, pushing the man back. The man backed off, but the cameras continued to click and flash. So much for me wanting to keep out of the limelight. By tomorrow, pictures of me and Edmond would be headlining every gossip magazine and vampire site in the country, maybe even the world. Vampire mania wasn't restricted to the UK. There were houses around the globe, and serious vampire fans, or Vladicts as they like to call themselves, were always desperate for more gossip. Edmond signalled to Dexter, who strode over. "Get a handle on this situation. These people shouldn't be able to touch the donors," Edmond growled. "Yes, sir," Dexter said. Edmond looked down at me. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice softer now, a faded French accent curling around the words. Suddenly, I was breathless, a shiver rolling through me. Edmond lifted one dark eyebrow.